All right, I've got my pictures opened up on my computer. We're going to take a look at them and organize them a little bit before we take them into Lightroom to choose which pictures we'll actually use. I don't use Lightroom as an editing tool. It's a great editing tool for photographers, and a lot of photographers use it, but I use it to organize my pictures and to pick the ones I want to bring into my composition in Photoshop. The reason I use Lightroom is because it allows you to rate your pictures, to add little labels to them, stuff that you couldn't just do from your File Explorer on your computer. So I use Lightroom for that, and then I go and take the specific pictures that I've chosen and just open those in Photoshop. So let's get started. What I'm going to do is I'm going to organize these a little bit. If you can see on my computer, I have, to start, we have these pictures of Krista in the car. So we're going to label these ones. We'll put them in a folder called Krista Driving. Oops. Krista Driving. And we'll just drag these right here. And then we'll make another folder and we'll call it Krista Outside. We'll drag all the pictures of Krista outside the car into this folder. And then the last folder will just be the sky. And there we go. Now we've got 3 folders. I haven't actually looked through the pictures yet, but just by seeing the icons, I could tell how to organize them in this really basic way. Next up, let's open Lightroom. When you first open Lightroom, it looks something like this, and I'll give you a brief explanation of how it is organized. So down here, when we open up our pictures, all of our pictures will be seen down here as little icons. The picture that I'm working on will be in here in this main area, and on this side is how I'll make the changes to that picture. On this side shows my files on my computer and how I can organize my pictures. So let's click Import to start. When you open the Import window, you have 4 options: Copy as DNG, Copy, Move, and Add. It's kind of easy to miss, so make sure you have the right one selected when you're doing this. A DNG is the type of file that Adobe uses for raw images. Each camera has a different type of file that it saves your raw images as. DNG is just Adobe's. I don't use that. I'm just going to keep it as I have out of my camera, and so we'll not use that. So I could copy them in as DNG by selecting a source over here where I want my pictures, like I'm telling Lightroom where my pictures are coming from and what folder to move them to. So I could copy as DNG. I could copy it from a location selected here to a new location selected here, copy without changing the file type, move them from this folder to this folder, or add them to Lightroom without changing what folder it's located in. So basically, copy or move means you're letting Lightroom organize your photos on your computer. Add just means I've organized them how I want on my computer, and I just want to tell Lightroom where they are. That's what I do. So I've organized them how I want into those 3 folders. And so I have Krista Driving, Krista Outside, and Sky. I'm going to select this folder called Summer Drive, which has all of these photos within it. If I scroll down, I can see I have all 3 folders of pictures within that, and I am going to click Import. So right here in this main panel, I can see icons of all my pictures. I can also see icons of all my pictures down here. If I change one down here, you can see which one's selected up here. If I want to look at just whatever picture I have selected, I can click this, and now that will fill that panel. So we're going to do that as I go through each of these pictures and mark which ones I want to use in my final composition. I'm going to do that by either picking a picture by selecting P on my keyboard, or deselecting a picture, rejecting a picture by selecting X on my keyboard. And you can see in this little icon down here, if I click P, there's a white flag. Here, this one hasn't been selected or rejected, so there's no flag. If I reject this one, there'll be a little black flag with an X in it. I can also control those from down here. I can also give my pictures ratings, so I can say this is a 5-star picture. Bam, 5 stars down there. Say this is a 3-star picture. This is a 4-star picture. This is another 3-star picture, and this is a 3-star picture. Now you can see that these are all rated down here. If I want to filter through them and see just the 3-star pictures, I can click Filters and then Rated right here. Now this is showing everything greater than a 1-star. I want to see all my 3-star and 5-star photos. So I'll select 3 stars on here and it'll show me everything greater than 3 stars. I want to see just my 5-star photo. There it is right there. That's another way I can organize that. That's why I love using Lightroom. I'm going to turn the filters off, go to all these photos, and I'm going to undo the ratings that I set on them. So if I click once, it'll set the stars. If I click on that star again, it'll just deselect it and it'll take away any ratings. So now we're really ready to start. I'm going to toggle through these pictures using the left and right arrow keys, and I'm going to either pick or reject pictures using the P and X keyboard shortcuts. Let's just go through these in order. So first I want to select the right pictures for Krista inside the car. Let's just go through these. These look fine. Nothing's standing out, but nothing's super bad. This one, obviously I don't want to use. Her eyes are closed. I know for sure this isn't going to be the picture we use. So I'll press X, reject that picture, and now I can move on. The picture is still saved on my computer. I haven't done anything to it. I've just labeled it as rejected. Okay, I kind of like this picture, so I'll pick that, clicking P. Don't like that, her eyes are closed again. Now I can see those are all the pictures for Krista driving the car. I'm going to go back through. I usually do like 3 passes to narrow it down. So I don't want to have to go through these rejected pictures again. So I'll go Filters, Flagged, and now it's showing the pictures I have flagged. I want it to show all the flagged and non-flagged pictures. So I'll click this little icon, and now I see all the pictures except the ones I have rejected. If I want to see the rejected pictures, I can click this. Now they show back up here. If I wanted just to see the rejected pictures, I could adjust that here. So again, I don't want to see the rejected pictures. I want to see the non-flagged and flagged pictures. So I'm going to go through these again. Don't like that. I like that. I don't like that. Don't like that. I kind of like this better because she's looking forward. This one, her eye is a little wonky, so I'll reject that. Don't like that one. Don't like that one, and I don't like that one. So now I have narrowed it down to 3 pictures. I'll just go through these real quick and choose which one I want. I think I'm going to go with this one. So I'll just unflag these. And now I have this one flagged. So when we go back, if I want to, at the end, see just the pictures I've saved, can click this to just see the flagged pictures, and that'll show up there. Let's keep going. Now, I'm not going to reject these quite yet because if I do want to change something, I want to remember that these were my top 3 choices. So I won't reject them, but I won't flag these 2. For now, this is my choice. When I select the outside of the car picture, I might want to change this one depending on what that is to see what fits the best. So I'll keep these around, but for now, this is the one I'm going with. So let's just go through the rest of these pictures real quick. Another tool I want to show you is if I click here, it'll zoom in on her face. I see a navigator here where my zoom is looking, but I can get a better idea of what the picture looks like. So again here, it was super bright and Krista was such a good sport, but some of the pictures her eyes are closed. So I'll just go through real quick and reject the pictures where her eyes are closed because I know for sure that I want this picture to show her with her eyes open. This one, they're like half closed. Okay, now we've run into another problem. The lighting changed because the cloud came between us and the sun while we were shooting. We got some shots just in case maybe we'd want to use that lighting, But after going through this, I know for sure I don't. So I'll reject these ones where the lighting is just a little different. Because I've set my filter here to not show the rejected photos, when I click X, that picture disappears from the view and it just scrolls to the next one. So I can just push X as I go. Okay, I can look down here and I see the sun's gonna come out again about right here. So I'm just gonna reject these and there we go, the sun's back out. I actually love that picture. I'm gonna Control Z to undo. I might wanna use that picture as well, so I'll keep that one around, even though I just rejected it. Control Z to undo. I'm gonna go through these. Oh, I changed my exposure right here. So, or maybe that was the sun. I'm not sure, but I don't want to have to deal with these pictures. Okay. That's a great one, but probably not right for this picture. Oh, I love that. I love this picture. So I'm gonna click P, just so I remember it. I like that one as well. Even though her eyes are closed, it's kind of like she's basking in the sun. I can compare two pictures that are zoomed in by just clicking the arrow keys, and it'll zoom in to the same point on the next picture. So I don't have to readjust the zoom. I can look at all these pictures on just her face. It gets a little tedious when you're going through so many similar pictures, but that's why you can kind of go through twice. So I'll go through once, get rid of the ones I know don't work, and then go through a second time and get a little more nitpicky. To save you some time, I'm going to fast forward as I go through the rest of these. Alright, so I've flagged a few of these that I really do like. And I'm just going through a second time and narrowing it down between these few pictures. I rated these 2 5 stars because they stood out the most to me, and as I've gone through a second time, I stand by that decision. So we have this option, and we have this option. And then I think I'm going to bring these both into Photoshop so that I can play with both options, because depending on what this ends up looking like, I might change my mind, you know? Right now I'm thinking this one, but this one's a little more exciting, so maybe we'll go with this one.